Kel, how big a sigh of relief of this victory was from various point of view, like test series in Sri Lanka, Gaul Test always considered as a tough assignment, and from the WTC point of view.
Yeah, I wouldn't say sigh of relief. We're just happy, and every Test match victory is special. We're coming back to Sri Lanka after a long time, so a lot of the guys haven't been here, and yeah, so it's a great start to the tour. I think we ticked most of the boxes, and we did most of the things right that we spoke about before the Test match, and the way we prepared. I think we could put that into practice and put that into the game. So that was really good to see, and I think this victory will, obviously give a sense of happiness that we did the right things, and also give us the confidence going into the next game. And also we have a big home series coming up in India next year. So yeah, just understanding batting against spin and playing in spinning conditions is something that we've all been working on. So from that point of view, it gives us a lot of happiness. Yeah.
Kale, you talked about working on playing in spin conditions. You also posted some videos around, doing the homework in regards to your batting. And most of the players have come here prepared, well prepared before playing the warm-up match. So these homeworks, little bit of detailing in the batting or bowling part. How important is it when you go outside India or even play in India in this particular format for younger generations and those who are coming newly into the team also?
Yeah, I think for me personally, it is the most important thing. I think even before the series, even before you come to a Test match venue, I think how well prepared you are gives you the best chance to do well in any conditions, whether it's in India or outside of India. Just being prepared, just doing your homework, not just about the wickets, just about some of the bowlers that you're going to face, going back and watching some of the games that have been played in Sri Lanka, and what phase of the game as a batter do you get a lot of runs, what phase of the game do you have to soak in the pressure, when do you have to attack, when do you have to be slightly cautious. These are some of the things that for me personally as a player, I've always liked doing that and ticking those boxes. That's a big part of my preparation, and I think that's something that's really helped me in all the Test matches that I've played. Yes, not always will you get success, but I think that's a bare minimum for someone playing at this level to do before you come for a Test series. And I think, yeah, that's something that I strongly recommend to everyone that I play with or anyone who's watching.
Kel, your views on Devdutt Padikal's innings, and what was the conversation yesterday when you took the DRS? You were going back and Devdutt said, what was the conversation then?
Yeah, firstly on his innings, I think that innings was, I think for me, the defining part of this Test match. I know the way he batted, the tempo that he batted with, and to go on and get a big 100 in the first innings really set up the game for us. The conditions were really hot, and it was challenging physically as well. So for him to get through that, and firstly to get his first 100 is a special moment, but to go on from there and get a big 100 and stitch partnerships with different players and get a big first innings total really set up this Test match. So that was really pleasing, and someone who I've played a lot of cricket with and seen him grow up and come from Bangalore and play for Karnataka as was really happy to be there and to see and to witness his first 100, and hopefully carries this confidence into the next game and into his Test career as well. The conversation there was, obviously, I mean, you would have seen the video. I was walking back, and I felt like it was out. The only doubt that I had was, did I get outside the line? But and he said, no, I don't think it's outside the line, but I think it might be high. And then he said, might as well. We have 3 reviews, so just take it. I think it might be a little high. So I reluctantly took it, and then when it happened to be missing, then obviously, I didn't get too many runs after that, but when you get chances like that as a batter, it's a gift. It's a second innings and second chance, and I'm a little disappointed that I couldn't convert it, but yeah, it was a sweet moment there. Yeah.
KL, you've played many different roles in different formats. When you're going out to bat now in a test match and when you're building in innings and batting for a long time, how are you feeling at the moment?
Feeling good. I'm feeling like I just said. I think most of the work is how I prepared before coming into a test series, and that's something in the last few years I think I've paid a lot of attention to and really worked hard before entering a test series. Whether it's mental makeup or whether it's doing the physical hours and whether it's batting. Preparing in a way where the conditions will be suitable to where I'm going. So I've done that and worked really hard with my coaches back home, and that has given me clarity in the way I want to play, in the way I want to build an innings, and how I want to counter certain type of bowlers, how I want to play in seaming conditions or spinning conditions or a good wicket. So those are something that those are things that I've worked on, and since I've been doing that and feeling confident in that, I think I carry that calmness into every test match because I feel like I've done all of those things right, and having played 50, 60 odd test matches, that that's the thing that you need to control most, which is in your control, and I can go there and get a first bowler, but there's a sense of balance and calmness now that after I've played so many test matches when I walk into a test match.
Rahul, especially in the first innings, you were there when the ball was new and hard, and then you were also there when it got softer. What are the adjustments that you, as a set batter, have to make when you go from this phase to that phase? And also, from that same token, when you're fielding at slip or something and watching the ball lose hardness when your spinners are bowling, what kind of messaging do you give out to those guys then?
Yeah, it was. I think the pattern from day one was pretty similar. Whether we bowled or the Sri Lankan team bowled, the new ball obviously for the first 20-25 overs felt like the spinners got a lot more purchase of the wicket, and then as the ball started getting older. Can't say got slightly easier, but you, as a batter, you weren't worried about the ball skidding through or hitting your front pad. So I think that sort of makes the batter's life a little bit easier when you're not worried about one mode or dismissal. Whereas in the first 25-30 overs, you felt like ball could go straight, and you can get LBW on the inside, or if the ball spins, you can get caught behind on the outside. So that puts a lot of doubts in the batter's mind. But yeah, every batter that could go through that first 20-25 balls in their own individual innings, and if they could soak up that pressure, it's like it got easier as you batted, and you could figure out a way to score runs. Maybe this wicket was slightly different to wickets that we play in India or in England and Australia, where the ball's spinning, so you score in different areas of the game of the ground. So once a batter figured that out, felt like it was an even contest. The bowlers also felt a bit of pressure to get batters out when they were when they were put under pressure. So yeah, it was the messaging was, when we were fielding, was clear that there's help in the wicket. So how long could we keep putting the ball in the area where the batters are finding it hard, and how patient can we be? And the batters are going to score or play a few shots, but can we keep bowling the ball in those areas and be patient and hope for the batter to make a mistake, or for one ball to spin more than the other ball and get their edge? So it was about patience, and I think we were able to do that. And Jaddu obviously is so experienced; he was there, so him along with Kuldeep and Manav obviously had their own plans, and they were always talking to each other as to the pace. What pace to bowl at, when to bowl slow, when to bowl quicker, whether to bowl fuller or shorter. So they had a good sort of like communication in between, and that really helped us.
KL, both Padikkal and Manav Sutar, both in their first kind of few test matches, but here had, in an away test, played lead roles for India. What is it about the team environment that allows players to have impact like that, and what did you see the two of them do specially to allow them to have that kind of impact in this game?
Yeah, I think a lot of credit goes to how um, our first class setup is done, and how some of these guys our India A structure that's been there for the, at least I know, for the last few years. The teams are touring to countries that we're going to play in a couple of months before. So Devdutt was here a month or 6 weeks before the test series and played a couple of games there. And then we played a practice game here, so got used to those conditions. So yeah, but once you sort of put players in those positions and give them the exposure and the experience that they need at that level, I feel like that really helps them understand what they need to do when they come into the national team, and they're better prepared and give themselves a better chance to do well at this level. It's not like you go from playing Ranji Trophy cricket straight into an Indian team and a test match in a couple of months' time, where that difference is huge. The standard from there to here is, it's a big jump. So then sometimes players are found wanting, and they need to figure their game at an international level, and when there's already so much pressure, that becomes hard sometimes. But because of these because of the way Indian cricket is structured and first class cricket is structured, I feel like that's they go from first class Ranji Trophy to playing India A, lot of India A games, and they've toured Australia, Sri Lanka, England, all of these places. So it helps them get better at their game and understand their game, and by the time they've got their test cap, they're well aware of their own game and the expectations of playing at international cricket and what they can do to do well here. So I think a lot of credit goes to that, and obviously they're all special players. They've done well for their states and scored runs or taken a lot of wickets. They're special players and have the skill, but helping them with giving them the right opportunities and sending them to the right places to play cricket and test their own game, I think gets them ready for international cricket, and that's what's helped the Indian team in the last few years.
Kel, during every net session, we see you talk a lot with the younger batters in the team, whether that's Jaiswal, Dhruv. Devdutt spoke how much he looks up to you when it comes to batting, and Dhruv and Jaiswal have also spoken in similar length. So just talk about that role which you are naturally kind of taking in the group of being that elder person and just guiding the young batters around, and you were the surviving batter from the last lot which played a test here. So how much is that kind of playing up on your mind, and how consciously do you look forward to that, just to kind of get that knowledge transfer going when it comes to the younger group who are just finding their feet now?
Yeah, no, look, I've been asked this question like many times in the last few months, and I don't think I'm doing anything special. I think it's just every player's responsibility to help another player out, and whether you're older or even someone who's just 26 but played 20 test matches, it's everybody's responsibility to help your fellow teammates out. And the dressing room here is always, I've said this before as well, the atmosphere always has been a place where players are open to helping other players and working with them on their batting or just mindset, and just telling them what to expect in Sri Lanka, what to expect in New Zealand, what to expect in wherever we travel to. So that's something that I've always done. It's not just because these guys have come in and they're younger. Even when we had players who played 60, 70 test matches and I'd only played 20 or 30 test matches, there's no shame, or there was no sort of egos in players to say, no, I've played more test matches than you, so I can't learn something from you, or there's no feeling for me to say, no, he's played so many test matches, so I can't go and talk to him. So it was always been an open dressing room, and people are learning from each other. I might learn a thing or two from a newer player.